Hold up, WNBA fans. We've been told the Caitlin Clark effect is undeniable, that she's a guaranteed sellout, a ratings supernova. But what if the reality on the ground, in the very arenas she plays, is telling a different, far more chilling story? We're talking about a cold, hard truth that's making the league sweat. This isn't just about a game, it's about a message being sent without a single word. Is Caitlin Clark finally snapping under the pressure, or is she, by her sheer presence amidst this stark reality, delivering a brutal, undeniable message to the entire WNBA? You won't believe what our investigation uncovered about a recent fever game, empty seats, rock-bottom ticket prices, and a team teetering on the edge. What's truly happening behind the curtain of the Caitlin Clark hype train? This is a story the league doesn't want you to see, a message from an empty arena that screams louder than any fan roar. Prepare for the truth, because it's about to hit hard. What if the biggest star is being betrayed by the very system she was meant to save? Stay tuned, because the facts speak for themselves, and they're not pretty.
There's an overhead shot of this game, and you could already see there were a ton of empty seats in this place. A ton. And my goodness, this overhead shot.
Boom! Right out of the gate, the visuals hit you like a sucker punch. This isn't some grainy fan footage. This is a professional overhead shot, beamed to thousands. And what does it reveal? A sea of vacant seats. Not just a few stragglers, but a ton. The commentator's voice drips with disbelief. My goodness, he says, as if witnessing a ghost town where a bustling arena should be. This isn't late in the game, folks, when people start heading for the exits. This is mid-game, before halftime. This wasn't an anomaly. It was a glaring, undeniable fact. Why, with the biggest name in women's basketball on the court, are we seeing this? Is the Caitlin Clark effect just a myth, or is something else at play that's keeping fans away? The optics here are devastating for a league desperate to capitalize on its newfound star power. This isn't just a poor attendance number. It's a visual metaphor for a problem brewing beneath the surface of the WNBA's narrative. What does an arena this empty truly signal about the league's health? The image is seared into your mind. An empty arena during a Caitlin Clark game. It sounds impossible, right? Like some alternate reality. But the data doesn't lie. This isn't just about an isolated shot. It's about a pattern, a trend that could derail the entire narrative of the WNBA's soaring popularity. The league has been riding high on the Clark effect, touting record viewership and unprecedented buzz. But if the physical experience, the actual attendance, doesn't match the TV hype, what are we really looking at? Is the WNBA building a house of cards? How can a star of Clark's magnitude not guarantee a packed house, especially when the team is in the spotlight every single night? The dissonance between the media narrative and the cold, hard reality in the seats is jarring. It forces us to ask, are fans truly invested, or is this just a momentary fascination that's already fading at the gate? This is more than just a bad night. It's a symptom of deeper issues that threaten to undermine the entire season. What secrets are these empty seats trying to tell us about the WNBA's future? And is anyone truly listening?
And it led me, there were so many empty seats, I actually went over and had pulled up the following graphic that I'm going to put up in front of you, which is, that is the layout from Ticketmaster. Everything in the blue had tickets available for this game.
The evidence continues to mount. The commentator's deep dive into Ticketmaster reveals a stunning truth. He wasn't just guessing. He had the receipts. The graphic, a sea of blue on the Ticketmaster layout, confirmed it. Tickets were readily available. Not just scattered singles, but entire sections. Everything in the blue had tickets available. This isn't a sold-out phenomenon. This isn't a premium, impossible to get experience. This is a wide-open market. For a player who's supposedly revolutionizing the league's commercial appeal, this availability is a flashing red light. It demolishes the narrative of insatiable demand. What does it mean when the digital proof of availability so starkly contrasts with the Caitlin Clark effect everyone keeps talking about? Is the demand artificially inflated by media hype, or are fans simply choosing not to show up in person, even for prime seats? This level of availability suggests suggests something is deeply wrong with the market perception, and it's a problem that goes straight to the bottom line. Think about it. We've seen news reports of Clark's games selling out in minutes, tickets reselling for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. So how do we reconcile that with entire sections of seats just sitting there waiting to be bought? It's a paradox that screams for an explanation. The blue on Ticketmaster isn't just a color, it's a silent indictment of the hype machine. It signals that the perceived demand might be far greater than the actual purchasing demand, especially when it comes to attending the games. Is this a pricing issue, a venue issue, or is it something more fundamental about the WNBA fan base? The very platform designed to facilitate demand is instead revealing its absence. This isn't just a missed opportunity, it's a warning shot for a league built on aspirations of exponential growth. If even the Ticketmaster proof contradicts the narrative, what other uncomfortable truths are we avoiding? What happens when the Emperor's new clothes are revealed to be non-existent and the sold-out signs are just digital mirages? The next piece of evidence only twists the knife deeper, revealing the ultimate insult to a league trying to prove its worth.
Also, this other little lovely graphic that you're seeing, $12 and $13 tickets for this game. $12 and $13 tickets for this game. Now tell me again, everything's cool in the Indiana Fever fandom, right?
And here's the kicker, the gut punch that strips away any remaining illusions. $12 and $13 tickets for this game. He repeats it for emphasis, letting the words hang in the air like a heavy curtain. $12 and $13 tickets. Let that sink in. For the most hyped player in generations, for a game that should be commanding top dollar, fans could snag tickets for less than the price of a movie ticket. This isn't just low, it's practically a giveaway. Then comes the rhetorical question, dripping with sarcasm. Now tell me again, everything's cool in the Indiana Fever fandom, right? The answer is a resounding, unspoken no. This isn't cool. This is a crisis. When tickets are this cheap and still available, it means the perceived value, despite the star power, is incredibly low. This isn't a growth league, it's a struggling enterprise when tickets are priced for pocket change. What message does this send to the league? And more importantly, what message does it implicitly send from the fans to Caitlin Clark herself? Is this the cold, hard reality she signed up for, playing to sparse crowds, willing to pay barely anything to see her? $12. That's the price point that shatters the Caitlin Clark effect narrative into a million pieces. It's not just a number, it's a symbol of undervalued product, of a fan base that isn't showing up en masse, even for a bargain. This isn't just an Indiana problem. It's a league problem, exposed by the harsh spotlight on its brightest star. We've been fed a story of unprecedented growth, of a league finally arriving. But these $12 tickets scream stagnation, perhaps even decline, in real-world attendance. How can the WNBA claim cultural relevance when its live experience is so dramatically undersold? This isn't a one-off fluke. This is a symptom, a flashing indicator of disconnect between media hype and tangible fan engagement. What does it truly take to fill these arenas? And if Caitlin Clark, the most captivating talent in years, can't do it at rock-bottom prices, who can? This stark financial reality casts a long shadow over the future of the league, and it's time we faced it head-on. Is the WNBA's perceived growth merely an illusion, or is there a pathway to truly building a sustainable in-person fan base beyond the TV screens?
In the third quarter, the depth is a problem on this team. Let's just go over here, box score. Look at this, folks. 15-12, 18-16.
Beyond the empty seats and cheap tickets, another alarming truth emerged from the game. The team struggles. The depth is a problem on this team, the host declares, cutting straight to the chase. He backs it up with the box score, laying bare the stark reality. A meager 15 points to Nigeria's 12 in the third quarter, then 18-16. These aren't the scores of a dominant professional team. These are the scores of a struggle. Against Nigeria, a team many would expect the Fever to easily dispatch, the contest was far too close. This isn't just about winning or losing, it's about how they're winning, and it's barely. What does it say about the supporting cast around Caitlin Clark when they struggle this much against what should be an inferior opponent? Is this another cold message to the league that simply drafting a superstar isn't enough? This isn't just a team performance issue, it's a systemic problem that puts immense pressure on a single player. And what happens when that pressure inevitably leads to burnout or frustration for Clark? The box score doesn't lie. Those numbers 15-12, 18-16 against a team like Nigeria paint a grim picture. It's not just that they weren't blowing out their opponent, it's the sheer struggle to score. This isn't the dynamic, high-octane offense fans expect when Caitlin Clark is on the roster. It highlights a critical flaw, the Fever's reliance on their starters, and a glaring lack of support from the bench. This depth problem isn't just about losing games, it's about the quality of the product being put on the court. Are fans paying to see a competitive WNBA team, or are they paying for a one-woman show surrounded by a struggling supporting cast? The league needs more than just a superstar. It needs competitive teams top to bottom, and right now the Fever are showing serious cracks. This isn't just a commentary on the team, it's an implicit commentary on the league's player development and roster construction. Can Caitlin Clark elevate a struggling team alone, or is the system setting her up for a fall? The next clip dives deeper into this disturbing...
The back end of the Fever roster, we're talking about Hines Allen and Dantas being on the court, Raven Johnson being on the court, Michaela Timpson being on the court, and Nigeria has played us damn near even in the second half.
Here's where the depth issue really crystallizes. The commentator lists off the back end of the Fever roster: Hines, Allen, Dantes, Raven Johnson, Michaela Timpson. These are the players who saw significant minutes, and what was the result? Nigeria has played us damn near even in the second half. That phrase, damn near even, delivered with a mix of frustration and disbelief, is damning. It means the Fever's bench, the supposed future and backbone of the team, couldn't establish any meaningful dominance. They were effectively stalemated by an opponent who on paper should be a mismatch. This isn't a one-off moment, it's a sustained period of underperformance. This team isn't just lacking in talent, it's lacking in fundamental competitive edge when the stars aren't on the floor. What does it say when a professional squad struggles this much with its second unit? Is this a sustainable model for success, especially in a league that prides itself on athleticism and skill? This isn't just a minor roster flaw. It's a gaping hole that could sink the entire season, regardless of how brilliant Caitlin Clark might be. To be damn near even with a team like Nigeria, using your bench players is not just disappointing, it's a flashing red siren. It shouts that the Indiana Fever are not built for sustained success, not as currently constructed. This isn't about shaming individual players, it's about the broader strategy, or lack thereof, in assembling a championship-caliber roster. Every great team in any sport needs depth. They need players who can step up, maintain leads, or close gaps when the starters rest. The Fever clearly do not have that. This isn't a minor tweak. It's a fundamental rebuild that seems necessary. The pressure on Caitlin Clark to carry the entire load, game after game, will be immense and ultimately unsustainable. Is the WNBA expecting a single player to paper over the cracks of an entire franchise? This isn't just a problem for the Fever. It's a cautionary tale for any team banking solely on a superstar. What long-term impact will this lack of support have on Caitlin Clark's career and her perception of the WNBA? The next clip is a direct statement.
This team is not deep enough. This Fever team is not deep enough as currently constituted. Sorry, not sorry. So, some key takeaways here. Caitlin Clark, continue to look good from the field.
There it is, plain and simple. This team is not deep enough. This Fever team is not deep enough as currently constituted. Sorry, not sorry. The unapologetic delivery emphasizes the undeniable truth. There's no sugarcoating it, no spin. The Fever are fundamentally flawed. And then, almost as an aside, a pivot. Caitlin Clark continued to look good from the field. This juxtaposition is crucial. It highlights Clark's individual brilliance shining through the team's struggles. It's a testament to her talent, but also a stark reminder of the burden she carries. She's doing her part and then some, but is it enough when the rest of the team is struggling so profoundly? This isn't just a lukewarm assessment, it's a blunt declaration of structural weakness, directly contrasted with the one undeniable bright spot. How long can one player sustain this level of performance without adequate support? And what kind of message does it send to the league when their biggest draw is excelling on a team clearly not ready for prime time? Bluntness of sorry, not sorry is refreshing, stripping away any pretense. The Fever's depth issue isn't debatable, it's a fact. And against this backdrop of team-wide struggle, Caitlin Clark continues to look good. It's like watching a master painter creating a masterpiece on a canvas that's ripped in places. Her individual performance is stellar, but the surrounding context is worrying. This isn't just about raw stats, it's about the narrative pressure. Every time Clark shines, the inadequacy of her teammates becomes even more apparent. It's a double-edged sword. Her brilliance draws eyes to the team, but those eyes then see the team's shortcomings. Is this the WNBA's blueprint for success, relying on one transcendent talent to mask systemic issues? This approach is not only unfair to Clark, but it's unsustainable for the league. What message is she subtly sending by simply performing at an elite level while the team around her falters? The league needs to ask itself if it's truly supporting its biggest star or if it's exploiting her talent to gloss over deeper problems. The next clip further details her individual brilliance, making the team's struggles even more pronounced.
12 minutes, 3 of 4, 2 of 3 from three-point range, 4 of 4 from free throws, 4 assists, 12 points. Kelsey hit some shots tonight. 17.6 and 9 from the field, 3 of 3 from three-point range. Sophie, 8 points, 3 of 4 from the field, 1 of 2 from three-point range.
Let's zoom in on the numbers because Caitlin Clark's performance, even in a struggling team, is undeniable. 12 minutes, 3 of 4 from the field, 2 of 3 from three-point range, perfect 4 of 4 from the free throw line, plus 4 assists, all adding up to 12 points. These are efficient, impactful stats, showcasing her multifaceted offensive game. And it wasn't just her. Kelsey Mitchell hit shots, and Sophie Cunningham contributed too. This segment highlights that the talent is there, at least among the key starters. Clark is living up to the hype on a personal level. She's hitting her shots, distributing the ball, proving why she's a generational talent. But why isn't this translating into a more dominant team performance, especially against an opponent like Nigeria? Is her brilliance being diluted by the surrounding mediocrity? The stats are impressive, but they exist within a vacuum of team-wide inefficiency. This isn't just about individual numbers, it's about how those numbers fail to lift the entire collective. What more could Clark possibly do to drag this team to consistent, convincing victories? The stats are compelling, showcasing Clark's undeniable skill. She's a walking highlight reel, a scoring and passing machine, but numbers alone don't tell the whole story. The context is everything. Here's a player performing at an elite level, surrounded by teammates who, while occasionally contributing, can't consistently elevate the team. It paints a picture of a player carrying an immense load, almost single-handedly trying to conjure wins. This isn't the kind of balanced, cohesive team play that defines championship contenders. It's a star struggling against the current. The WNBA, in its rush to embrace the Caitlin Clark era, seems to have overlooked the fundamental need for a well-rounded team. Is it fair to expect one player, no matter how talented, to overcome such glaring roster deficiencies? This isn't just about the fever, it's about the league's competitive balance, and whether it's truly fostering environments where stars can thrive without being overwhelmed. What happens when Clark's individual brilliance isn't enough to compensate for the team's collective shortcomings? The next clip offers another stark warning about the team's overall readiness.
But there were times, even when the starters were in, I was like, yikes, I don't even like the length of this club with our ones right now. I didn't love it.
Even with the starters in, including Caitlin Clark, the commentary reveals palpable discomfort. I was like, yikes, I don't even like the length of this club against with our ones right now. I didn't love it. This is a critical observation. It's not just the bench struggling. It's the starters looking vulnerable. The length of this club suggests a physical mismatch, an inability to compete effectively even when the best players are on the court. This isn't just about a bad quarter. It's a fundamental concern about the team's physical attributes and their ability to match up against opponents. If the ones, the starting five, are causing yikes moments, what hope is there for the rest of the season? This isn't just a tactical issue. It's a deeper structural problem. What does it say about the Fever's readiness for elite competition when even their top unit elicits such a strong negative reaction? This is a cold message to the league about the sheer quality and competitiveness of its teams, and it's coming straight from the top of the roster. When your starters are eliciting yikes moments, it's not a minor issue, it's a major red flag. It suggests that the problem runs deeper than just the bench. It implies fundamental mismatches, a lack of cohesive play, or perhaps even a talent gap at the highest level of the roster. This isn't about one bad possession, it's about a sustained feeling of unease when the team's best players are on the court. court. For a league trying to elevate its stature, these yikes moments, even against a perceived weaker opponent, are incredibly damaging. They chip away at the credibility and competitiveness that the WNBA desperately needs to showcase. How can the league truly convince fans of its elite status if its marquee teams, even with the generational talent, struggle to impress? This isn't just about the Fever's win-loss record. It's about the overall perception of the WNBA's product quality. What if the Caitlin Clark effect is merely highlighting the league's...
And then it was damn near even in the second half. The depth, I mean, you get from, players 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boy, this is going to get interesting. Against good teams in this league, going to get interesting.
The message about depth is hammered home once again. Then it was damn near even in the second half. The depth, players 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boy, this is going to get interesting. The tone shifts from frustration to a grim prognosis. Against good teams in this league, gonna get interesting. Interesting here is not a good thing. It's a euphemism for trouble, for struggle, for disaster. The realization dawns. If the Fever are barely holding their own with their bench against an international team, what will happen against the powerhouse WNBA franchises? The league is tough. The competition is fierce, and without a solid rotation beyond the starting five, the Fever are set for a brutal season. This isn't just a coach's concern, it's a fan's nightmare. What good is having Caitlin Clark if the rest of the team can't compete at a professional level? Is the WNBA truly fostering a competitive environment, or are a few elite teams dominating while others lag far behind, making the league's overall product less compelling? This isn't just a warning. It's a prophecy of struggles to come, a cold message to the league about its competitive balance.